Fitz either beats Rudy, defeating her own word about why Rudy should be able to be here. Thus Fitz loses, or Fitz gets their ass kicked, and their whole reputation of being an amazing mage and bodyguard is ruined. Fitz loses. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and today we're back again with Mushoku Tensei. We are up to episode 5, which is, the Magic Academy, the school. We're at that arc now. So, not so much yet where we last left off with me and Griffin, but where we left off there was literally at the school. We were still in that school arc there. So, well, I guess technically we would have been just a little bit... We were still in the school, but we were learning about the greater world, or rather, the element of the other girl who got brought here, the other girl who got isekai'd. And in that, I guess technically we're in the school as a location, but the story narrative has kind of moved on, kind of like the same way that the start of the season was dealing with God, I forget the name, Counter Arrow. We were dealing with Counter Arrow and the relationship of Rudy and having to deal with people again, and then growing to enjoy their company before getting his legs cut out from under him. And then we kind of move on to a separate story, but within the same narrative. That kind of thing. That we are in the beginning of that, which is dealing with going to school and all of that before we get into the more serious narrative near the end of the core. So, that's what we have to look forward to. Human God has told us if we go to school, we are going to be able to deal with erectile dysfunction. See, I feel like that is just a social prerogative that has been drilled into us men, maybe? I don't know. Do women laugh at that? Maybe they do. I think that's probably also part of the problem, that I'm thinking about that seriously. Maybe it's not a social thing. Maybe it is just women laugh at us, and that's why we deal with it that way. And when I say we, I obviously mean men as a whole. Because there's a lot of problems out there that are laughed at. Say, like bathroom issues, right? Bathroom issues get laughed at by people, so there is a whole stigma about. Stigma is probably the word I was meant to go with. Things that there are a social stigma about because they are found to be funny. Erectile dysfunction, bathroom issues. There's probably a whole host of like skin conditions and whatnot that are in the same vein that you think are funny until maybe it happens to you. Like, you get a bad, like IBS. You develop IBS and suddenly your whole social life is ruined, and things you made fun of people for now are things that you are maybe more sympathetic to because it's a condition that you have. Same thing there. I'm not laughing because Rudy has this problem, he's an anime character with a problem, or that I find erectile dysfunction to be funny. I am laughing because I feel like maybe it's like a Pavlovian response at this point. I laugh because I've been trained to laugh by societal norms. And that is a negative. I'm not defending that. I'm just trying to explain that if you suffer that problem, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the words, not the person, or not the condition. So, I'll try to be better. Either way, that is where we're at. Rather than rambling on inconsequentially for the next 20 minutes, how about we go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
So I don't know how the novel or the manga is paced, but it does really kind of feel like we just kind of jumped here, didn't it?
例のジーナスさんという方のところに行ってきます。エリナリゼさんはどうします？
私も行きますわ。
なんで？魔術に興味あるんですか？
いいえ、ルーデスぐらいの年の子に興味が湧いてきま
Is
し
it
た
around
ね。
here that she
そう。
suggests that's a curse, or is that something he learns later on?
彼女が男を特会引っかえやっているのは、どうやら定期的に男と交尾しなければ死亡する
There we go.
であるらしい。
I knew it was like right around
じゃあ
here.
行きますか。
I mean, that's the element that kind of ruins her whole thing for me. Sorry, I just realized that I had the thing up. I'll fix that in post, obviously. But, yeah, no, it kind of ruins an element of a story for me, because one is a choice, and one is being forced upon her. If she wants to be a slut on her own time, fine, more power to her. That is a choice. That is an empowering choice that she makes. Cursed? That's being forced upon her. That is its own thing. That is a slew of problems. Oh, I don't have my notepad open, but I had a thought a long time ago, specifically about this opening. It was only 4 hours after we recorded the last episode of The Core, back when me and Griff, that I realized that the birds in the opening must mean. I started thinking that we spend extended periods of time with Rudy hanging out with one girl at a time. That's when it struck me that Sylphie wears green, and we got a green bird, then a red feather on the nightstand, and Eris is red-haired, and a blue feather on the stand, and Roxy is predominantly blue represented. I guess Nanashi is trying to force her way into that since she summoned a black feather during a test, despite wearing a white mask. Her outfit is all black. I have been waiting a long time to mention that, and that's where we are.
まさかこんなに早く来ていただけるとは思いませんでした。
まあ、ある人の勧めでして。
ある人、ああ、ロキシーですね。
3をつけろよ、デコスケ野郎。
それで来てくださったということは、
Again, the guy named
大学
Genius
に
is
在籍
kind
し
of
ていた
funny
だ
to
ける
me.
と。
学びたいこと、調べたいこと、やりたいこと、いろいろありましてね。ここを利用するのが一番だと思いまして。
そう正直におっしゃっていただけると、こちらとしてもありがたいですね。であれば少々試験をさせていただいてもよろしいですか？
試験ですか？
If memory serves, I had a whole commentary about the trick of this
一般
test.
的な魔術学校とは違い、魔術以外の学問に関する授業も取り行っているのです。
ちなみにその中には精神的な病に対する医学を教えているかもあったりするんですか？
医学に関してはありませんが、ですが治癒魔術や解毒魔術の授業はもちろん、呪いに関する研究も行わ
I
れ
guess
てい
that
ます。
also acknowledges the fact that they have the concept or acknowledgement of mental illness in this
まあ
world,
そんなところです。
なるほど。それで治療の研究の
which would
ため
be
に
real
こちらにいらっし
crazy
ゃ
if
った
they
と
had
いうこと
magic
ですか。
to fix mental illness, considering the broad spectrum of what might be considered a mental illness and what you
ルー
would
デウス
do
さん
about
は
it.
無影症魔術の使い手と聞いています。それを見せてもらいましょう。実は我が校にも一人無影症魔術を使える子がいるんですよ。我が校きっての天才フィッツ君です。
And finally, the reunion. Considering about almost 2 cores separated, like a season apart.
あなたの後輩になります。何か至らないところがあれば、ご指導ご鞭達のほどお願いします。
はい、フィッツです。よろしく。
試験は模擬戦にします。基本的には無影症魔術を使っていただく形で。
わかりました。
あれ
I'll mention why I felt this test was a bit of a trick after it, because I don't want to, like,
それは嫌だな。
ruin the one action scene of the episode.
あの杖。
では始め。
あれ、なんで。さて、なんででしょう。
Calling back to, I think it was the dragon guy.
今の
The dragon guy was able to dispel magic as we cast, yeah.
知りませんか。
And Rudy specifically tried to learn that as he was
もし
traveling.
かして先輩のメンツを潰してしまっただろうか。
ありがとうござい
The
ます。
thing I think it's a trick is because
花を持たせてくださったんですね。
they believe Fitz to be an expert bodyguard, right?
柔らかい。
So Fitz is a lose-lose scenario here. Fitz either beats Rudy.
本日のお礼は後日きっちりとさせていただきます。
Fitz either beats Rudy, defeating her own word about why Rudy should be able to be here. Thus Fitz loses, or Fitz gets their ass kicked, and their whole reputation of being an amazing mage and bodyguard is ruined. Fitz loses.
基本的に校内で何をするのも自由。ただし敷地外での出来事に関しては自己責任だそうだ。生徒と名はついているが研究員に近いのかもしれない。
どう？似合います？
You're literally wearing more clothes than you were wearing before.
ギリギリでパンツが見えないぐらいの。
でもそれだと寒いんじゃありませんの？
太ももまである靴下を履けばいいじゃないですか。
なるほど、さすがルーデウス、天才ですわね。
Well, he is isekai from a world that has a whole fetish about this sort of thing. And reintroduced to the characters from episode 0.
別に泣かせてはいませんよ。
静まれ。アリエル様がお話になる。
あら、いい男。
なんかあいつパウロに似てるな。
どうぞアリエル様。
私はアリエル・アネモイ・アスラ。アスラ王国第二王女にして魔法大学の生徒会を束ねる。
Maybe I'll redo my board to represent all the characters that were here by just redoing the old board that already has all the characters on it.
人族や魔族や従属など様々な種族が存在しています。言葉の壁や文化の違いに戸惑う方もいるでしょう。ですが種族が違うから言葉が違うからといって忌避したりましてや差別したりなどはもってのほかです。ここは故郷とは違う
ルールは守りましょう。
It's ironic, I kind of feel like the Demon Continent was the most racist continent, and yet had the most wide spectrum of races.
あれがカリスマってやつか。
ようこそラノア魔法大学へ。では良き学生生活を。
しまった。あの先輩に試験のお礼をするのを忘れていた。
The only real defense I have for Rudy not recognizing that Fitz is Sylphet is that facial recognition is hard sometimes, as I always say myself. But also, you don't want to be like all elves look alike. It's a horrible, horrible tactic to take. And it's our boy from episode 16.5. Oh, and this guy.
師匠、世のことをお忘れですか？ザノバでございます。
Who could
覚えて
possibly?
いますよ。我が弟子よ。怖いから話してください。
お元気でしたか、師匠？
殿下もお元気そうで何よりです。
Suppose it's good to know that being exiled as he was didn't harm his reputation any to not let him be in a school.
なんだろう。 もしかしてこいついじめられてるのか。ザノバってかなり強かったはずだよな。
どうも
Yeah,
初めまし
strength
て
and social status don't
グレイ
really
ラットです。
correlate.
本日からお世話になります。
何にせよこういう相手は下手に出るに限る。そして極力関わらないようにするのだ。
ほう、素直なやつは嫌いじゃにゃい。あちしはリニア・デ・ドルディア5年生だにゃ。
I know your family.
大森林ドルディアの里の戦士長ギュエスの娘だにゃ。
やっぱりドルディア族だったらしい。しかもギュエスの娘。そういえば
Sitting full spread like that is certainly a
ここ
thing.
だったのか。懐かしいな。水色か。
Talk to your friend that's sitting full spread.
先輩のお名前
May
を
have
聞かせ
something
て
to do
もら
with
っても
that.
よろしいですか？
ブルセナなの。リニアと大体同じなの。
ブルセナさん、いい名前ですね。よろしくお願いします。
何なの？
おう
Bringing up chicken for the rest of the class.
おい、
はい、何でしょうか？
お前、さっきルーデウスって言ったか？
はい、ルーデウス・グレイラットと申します。以後お見知りおきを、先輩。
クリフ・グリモル、天才魔術師だ。
自分で天才って言っちゃうのか。
Maybe also the Pope, according to Justin.
すでに攻撃魔術は全属性上級まで習得した。治癒も解毒も進撃も上級だ。結界は初級だが、すぐ中級になる。
それは本当にすごいですね。
Cliff is the Paul of magic, it feels like.
お前は魔術だけじゃなく、剣術も使うんだろう。
ええ、まあ、たしなむ程度ですが。誰から聞いたんですか？僕が剣術を使えるって。
エリスさんだ。
エリス。彼女もこの学校に？
いるわけな
No,
い
the
だろ。
last time I saw her was before she left you.
あのエリスが今更学校なんて行くはずないもんな。
彼女とどこで会ったんですか？
あとはサイレント殿ですか。ただ今日は来るかどうか。
授業に出てないんですか？
はい。彼女は授業も月1のホームルームも免除さ
I
れておりまして
remember back in the original run, I had a theory about who Miss 7-Star was before we
特別
find
生で
out,
すし、やっぱり
but I
すごい
can't
人なんで
remember
しょう
who
か
I
ね。
thought it
用事
was
があれば
to
出てくる
even
ので、
throw that out
いずれ
there
師
as
匠
a
の顔を
red
見る
herring.
時が来るでしょう。
この後どこ行くの？宿題残ってる。
Sorry, I wanted to say a thing about what that guy looked like he was doing to that other guy's leg, but I can't think of like a PC way to say it because child of the 80s and it has a very
人
non-PC
神によれ
name.
ば俺のあれがビッグになるにはフィットア寮の転移事件について調べろって話だったが。どこから手をつけていいのやら。
先日は
And
申し
welcome
訳あり
to
ません
the
でした。
smallest
僕の
platform
浅
we
はか
could
な行動
possibly
で
build
先
for
輩の
two
顔を
people to
飛ば
walk
すようなこと
across.
になってしまいました。いずれ菓子折りでも持って挨拶にでも出向こう。
いいよ、頭を上げてる。ルーデウス君だっけ？君はここで何を？
少々調べ物を。
何について？
転移事件です。
転移事件を？なんで？
僕もアスラ王国のフィットア寮に住んでいましてね。例の転移事件でマ大陸まで飛ばされました。
マ大陸？
ええ、帰ってくるのに3年もかかりました。その間に
I guess technically Sylphet's first knowing of where Rudy's been this whole time.
もしかしてそれを調べるためにこの学校に？
そうです。
まさかエレクティルディスファンクションを治療するためとは言えない。
Oh, I'm sure Sylphet would love to hear that.
転移事件について調べたいというのも嘘ではない。
そっか、やっぱりすごいや。僕はもう行くよ。ルーデウス君またね。
はい、また。
そうだ、 についてならアニマス著の転移の迷宮探索記を読むといいよ。物語形式だけど分かりやすく書いてあるから。
ありがとうございます。
I can only imagine that that's going to help him to learn something about the labyrinth that his mother is trapped in, considering all the time that's passed for him to have gotten here to the academy and not have heard anything back from Paul or Roxy's parties about having found Zenith in the labyrinth.
では落ち着いたら一緒に人形を作りましょう。
はい。
あっと、この学校だと殿下が先輩になるんですね。
殿下や先輩などとは呼ばないでください。どうかザの場と呼び捨てに。師匠は世の師匠ですゆえ。
ザの場。
はい、師匠。
お前、確かフィッツの。
Luke knows, but Luke's not spoiling.
本日からこの学校でお世話になります。よろしくお願いします、先輩。
ああ、知ってるよ。フィッツから聞いた。物忘れが激しいらしいな。
物忘れ？
To be fair, Fitz has different hair color.
知ってるのか？
すいません。よろしければお名前を聞かせてもらえますか？
そうか、眼中にないか。そうだよな。
いや、そんなことは。
To be fair, Rudy hasn't been, Rudy hasn't been taught the whole greyrat bloodline branch family stuff.
ってことはあいつ俺のいとこか。
奴はアスラ王国の上級貴族です。一応は生徒ですが、学園に来た目的はアリエル王女の護衛ですな。
アリエル王女ってアスラの。
We don't really know what Hillamon's status in the greyrat family is, or what part of the family he's part of.
留学を名目に逃げてきたそうです。その彼女を守るのが先ほどの守護騎士ルーク・ノトス・グレイラット。なんでも万が一王位継承争いに復帰した時の保険だとか。
But who the hell is her older sister? Who would have more of a claim to the throne, I would assume.
エルフということ以外は一切わかりません。
あの後、再び図書館で本を読んでいたらすっかり遅くなってしまった。
Oh, is this the panties thing?
次からはノートくらい用意しないと。
There's a few of the tidbit ones that stand out to me that I remember.
白い。だが雪ではない。
おパンティちゃん。
落としましたよ。
I'm trying to remember, does Sylphette know about Roxy's panties? I'd imagine no.
変態のクズが。
ちょっと待ってください。僕は何もしていません。
何もしていない？じゃあその手に持ってるのは何なんだい？それアリエル様の下着じゃないか。いくら姫
I'd
様
imagine
に
the
憧れてる
real
かって
danger would be if he has Roxy's panties in his pocket like he seems to always do. He'd be caught with two pairs of panties and one of them would be wholly unexplainable.
二度とこんなことができないように後悔させてやっから。
待って。ごめん、その下着僕が干そうとして落としちゃったんだ。彼は拾ってくれただけなんだよ。
もしそうだとしても話すことはできないね。こいつはこんな時間にこんなところを歩いていたんだ。
The sun is very clearly still up.
通っちゃいけないって決まってるのにね。
そうなんですか？
彼はまだ新入生で寮の細かいルールを知らないんだ。見逃してあげてほしい。
あの無口なフィッツ様がここまで弁護してるんだ。本当のことなんだろうよ。けどそれとこれとは別の話だよ。こいつが寮の決まりを破ったのは事実だから見せしめとして罰は受けてもらうよ。
彼は悪くないと言っているだろう。
Damn straight.
手を離せ。フィッツ様。それともここにいる全員医務室送りになりたいのか？
Although I don't think I should be siding with Fitz so much. This is literally... We know that Fitz is Sylphette. Everybody else thinks that fits some dude. So from the perspective, it's one dude aiming a weapon at a woman to defend another dude.
モリアーデさんは人の話を聞かないんだから。
The optics are bad, is all I'm saying.
ごめん、僕が下着を落としたからこんなことになっちゃって。
いいえ、先輩は悪くありません。
You know, it only just occurred to me
先輩が助けてくれなけれ
that
ば
Silphat may have dropped those panties as a callback to the time that Rudy pantsed Silphat.
試験のこともあったのに、公平な立
Even
場で
though
俺
he
の
kind
味
of
方を
pulled
してく
down
れて。
the legs
なんて
and the
自家
panties
者
at the same time, so that wouldn't even be a good callback.
そうだ、フィッツ先輩と敬意を込めてそう呼ばせてもらおう。
フィッツ先輩、本当にありがとうございました。
ルーデウス君にお礼を言われるなんておかしな感じだね。
どうしてそう思うんですか？
Yeah, someday you'll be smart enough to figure it out.
内緒。
And thus begins the short run of Rudy's Am I Gay arc. Which I'm just going to throw out there. If you are, that's perfectly fine. I don't know why we have to make like a joke run of it. I'm not talking to Rudy here, I'm talking to you in the audience. If you're gay, being gay is fine. None of this weird, oh, that's fucking homo shit. Be gay. Be gay if you want to be gay. The only people that are going to judge you negatively for it are people you really probably don't want to hang around. I don't know why I want to go off on a whole spiel, but negative influences in your life, people that make fun of you for literally the base elements of yourself that you are the most insecure about, will identify themselves pretty quick when you come out to them about it. Oh, this ending is pretty strong. Not my favorite of the songs, but it is a pretty good song. The animation. That is a very Full Metal Alchemist thing right there, right? Winry watching Al, or, walk away. If I meant Al, I meant Ed. Walk away and commenting about how strong his back is now. Very much that kind of feel to me. I very much don't remember what that represents. I don't want to die. Oh! The slave episode. Fucking hell, man. Ugh. I'm glad that we're deciding to end on episode 5 for today's recording. Only because I remember how much shit I got about shitting on Rudy about his opinions on slavery. And I'm not changing that opinion, so it's going to come back around. So I'm going to start next time talking about that one so that I can catch all the flack up front, hopefully with more people around to shit on me for it. But, yeah. No, it's a good episode. I really like the reintroduction. Reintroduction for me, because again, I watched this a year ago with somebody else, and now I'm catching back up so that I can start the second half of it for brand new, but still having remembered everything. It's good fun for me to have caught back up, or be catching back up now with the university. I enjoy the school shenanigans, as at worst they feel like high school level shit, which will fuck you up just as much as the rest of the world will, but have a lower regard to them in societal norms, which is fine. I don't know. I appreciate it more, and it feels like I can give commentary on stuff with less of a kickback to how sad things are, right? Thinking back to, say, like, Sarah and the conversation where she's, like, behind him, and all the development we went through, comes back to him at an almost suicidal level. I don't remember anything like that happening here. This is the, hey, let's reconnect with somebody that you don't know that you're actively reconnecting with for the first time in a long time. And it's more fun, it's more developmental, it is also a bunch of lore drops. So, it'll be more fun than sad, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Mushoku Tensei is real good with the emotion, but sometimes, much the way that Rudy's emotional arc is a bipolar ups and downs of depression and happiness, the show kind of needs it too. And we need maybe not so much a high of excitement and fun, but a high of lore and exploration before we get back down into whatever this dip is going to be. I don't know what the sadness they're going to hit us with is. It's going to be there, though. That's how the show operates. I'm going to expect to hit with sadness. Might as well be Made in Abyss for that. But yeah, that is where I'm going to call it here. Not a lot to go over. The characters we got introduced to are either not new characters, but characters we've met already, or relatives of characters we met already, in which case they will be more developed on their own, more so than me needing to go over their connections. And again, the board's not updated yet, and I'm probably just going to go back to the old board, which was left off where me and Griff left it off before. So, that is that. Once again, I have been Theta, we're Stone Face Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?